Welcome to the Shout Out with Sage show. Shout Out with Sage.
Shout me out.
And that's all I gotta say. So shout out and let's go. Welcome to the Shout Out with Sage show. Shout Out with Sage.
Shout me out.
And that's all I gotta say. So shout out and let's go.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Streaminn HUBB Radio. I am Sage Stevens, the host of Shout Out with Sage. And today I have a fashion designer, philanthropist, and author. She is well known as the Red Queen of Fashion. During COVID, she turned her creativity into writing books about fashion that are about to be published. And she has worked with Bulgari, the Oscars. She's been featured in Vogue and on the Golden Globes and a bunch of other things. So today I want to welcome Kiki Wang. Hi, Kiki. How are you?
Hi, I'm very good. Thank you, Sage. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for being here. I know that you didn't start in fashion. How did you end up? What was the path?
Yes, I actually got my bachelor degree in finance and my master degree in MBA. So basically, I'm a finance and business major. Fashion is just my passion. And I actually never thought about one day I'll become like designer for Oscar red carpet. And I just love fashion. And just before I went back to my home, like I stayed home 10 years as a stay-home mom for my son. Just before that, I'm always in marketing and finance field. So after I stayed home 10 years, I decided to come out to get back to the career. But, it's so hard to find a job as like find the job you had before, like territory manager. So I decided to do something else, just to fulfill my passion. And then I think fashion will be like the best thing to just start with, right?
Okay.
Then, all from there, all from scratch. I registered my trademark, I registered the brand, I registered the company, everything. And then I started just like, I have no idea. I just started.
You just started? And how long ago was that when you first started?
That was like 5 years ago.
Okay. Wow. You've made a lot of progress in 5 years, I would think.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm very lucky and I'm very grateful that, when I first started, you just realize that you have a lot of people, they're just out there like waiting to help you and give you guidance and help me, all the resources, all these connections, they just showed up. So it's like, as soon as you made up your mind, like to do something, then you will find that the universe is reacting to your whatever you want to do. So yeah, I'm very lucky. I just had so many people help me, all these years.
So when you first decided to get into fashion, you told people, was everyone positive, or did you have some people going, oh no, what are you thinking? You're coming from finance. How do you think you can be a fashion designer? How was that transition for you?
I think probably all my friends always think I'm crazy, always do things they don't expected I do. So it's like everything I do, they don't think it's weird. They think, oh, we know you're gonna do that. We know you're gonna do that. That's like, honestly, that's almost the same reaction from everybody, because a lot of decisions I made through my life, from school or in my career or whatever. Even I decided to step down to raise my son for 10 years. All these decision I have made is very different, compared to a lot of friends, my friends. So I think everybody just kind of like very supportive, and they said we're not surprised. Whatever you do.
You went from finance into fashion.
Yeah.
Did you have an idea? Like, did you have a specific, did you know what type of things you were going to design? Like, how did you, the red, you're sort of known as the red queen of fashion. How did that come into fruition?
Yeah, it's actually kind of like progressive decision. When I first started, I actually am thinking about a Walmart, thinking about Macy's, all these things like, people just give you all different ideas. Then, as you go along, when along the way, the journey is like things start like becoming clear. What do you want to do? And all the connections will turn, like to that direction. So I'm very lucky that I met a good friend. She suggests me a good factory, and they like they can help me make my gowns, right? So it's like all happened like very naturally in the middle of the my search. When I start searching projects, then it just came out along like same time. So I finally decided to do the for the celebrities for red carpets. That's kind of my something I like when I was young as a
Right.
kid. I want princess dresses. And for the red part is because I'm from China originally, and I really appreciate my background, all this nutrition I got from Chinese fashion, like old Chinese fashion. So I just want to do something for this, like kind of bring the culture together. I want to show the world part of Chinese culture, like fashion culture, like what Chinese people use for their fashion. And I also want to show Chinese people that what Western people they do is fashion, like with their gowns, right? So I kind of created a collection called When East Meets West, meaning that I want to bring those two sides together, like combine their the essence of their fashion, just kind of like create something like they both like to wear. So yeah, I think this collection is very successful, and a lot of people like to wear them. They be shown on the Oscar, Golden Globe, Cannes, even Grammy, like Russian Grammys, or like just kind of everywhere in the world. And yeah, I think that also I want like use red to unite, because red is color of our blood, right? Blood is where we're from as human being. So I think no matter what kind of color you have outside, inside we're the same. So I think red is like, the color to unite, to, bring us together. So that's something I just want to do, just kind of contribute a little bit to this society as a fashion designer from the fashion perspective. Yeah, I just want to,
How did the opportunities to get into the Golden Globes or the Oscars, how did that happen for you?
Yeah, I think it's just people's. I mean, I'm very lucky. Always, people just came to me from internet. They DM me. They will introduce somebody to me because they saw my stuff, my fit. So something like that always happen. Or I was in a film festival, like in Cannes, I meet somebody from Hollywood. Like I met Yvette in Cannes. Basically, I didn't meet her here. So it's like, yeah, it's like, all these people who wore my dresses on the Oscars, Golden Globes, they're just like life. It's not like planned. Like
Right.
I have to go through somebody to have somebody to wear my stuff. No, it's not like that. It's just like randomly they came to my life, and randomly we became a good friends. Then I start dressing them, and they bring more people to me. So honestly, I'm very lucky. So I'm very grateful.
And you were started to write some books during COVID, I remember. What are your books going to be about?
Yeah, I have a variety, big variety. I wrote like basically 5 books.
Oh,
I
wow. You were
finished
busy during COVID.
Yes, yes. That makes me actually, that kept me peaceful, otherwise all this surrounding, the environment make you anxious, right?
Right.
So I choose to, because before COVID, I traveled a lot. I traveled like around the world, like all year long, basically 1 month, one country. So it's like a very heavy traveler. So when the COVID started, I was like, I don't have to go anywhere. So I have plenty of time, because you're gonna imagine that if you travel a lot, that means you spend a lot of time in airport, hotel, taxis. So all this time combined together, you probably spend like 2 months just doing stuff like that. So it's like I saved all that time to me right now. So I don't go out, right? So I have extra 2 months. So that's why I'm like, I like to write. Honestly, when I was at school, I'm very good at writer. My my assignment always be like read it in the classroom, by the teacher. So I'm very good at writing. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do something. I want to write stuff. So I start writing. Then I cannot stop. When you first start writing, like from 1 book to 2 books, there's 3 books to, it's just like you cannot stop because all these ideas just came out, and like inspirations, like inspiring stuff, like just came out, like, oh, from 1 book inspired another book inspired another book. So it's like ended up I wrote 5 book contents, and I'm going to publish 1 book in English. Basically, I didn't decide to write in English, but eventually my first book will be published is in English. So I'm very proud of that. As like English is my second language.
Right.
I hope everyone can understand my English and they will enjoy reading my book. And this
hopefully they can understand it, right?
Yeah, they will. Honestly, one book I'm going to publish in English is actually fashion, because my life has been improved immensely by fashion. Without fashion, I wouldn't be like this in like a fashion designer. Like, I've been published everywhere in the world on the covers,
Right.
So I think fashion just helped me so much. I want people to realize that fashion.
How did it help you? Like what specifically do you mean that it helped you?
Because a lot of women, they love fashion. All the girls, they love fashion. But, like I did too, right? I love fashion. So if I never put my passion, like really seriously treat my passion as like, for fashion, I probably will still be like going shopping, buy some beautiful clothes, put on myself and just show off to my friends. That's what all I want to do, right? But because I love fashion, and I actually utilize the fashion, not just waste the money on fashion and just kind of show off. I utilized fashion to improve my life. So I basically take advantage of fashion, become a fashion designer, and I created a lot of beautiful fashion pieces to make other people happy. Yes. So it's like my life has been turned like upside down, from a housewife, desperate housewife who cannot find a job, then become well-known fashion designer. So I just think I want people to realize that you also can utilize fashion, like take advantage of fashion, not just like what I did before, just waste money on fashion, then throw old clothes away, then buy new clothes, throw old clothes. That's called waste money on fashion. So you should like take advantage of fashion to bring more value into your life, to improve your life. So that's all the book about, like fashion empowerment. And I don't just tell you how to, style yourself, like what to wear, what not to wear. That's very small part of the book. The big part of the book is about your mentality, because if you have the right mentality, you will definitely take a big advantage of fashion, just to you can see your life improved tremendously, and you might see people treat you differently. You might see your career become, better, or even you got a chance to meet somebody new, right?
Right.
Uh,
Go to a different level, experience something different, maybe go to a totally different job. I mean, I know when I wear, certain outfits, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking good today.
yeah, the
So
most important thing, you might just meet somebody on the street, like you
right.
got the attention that they want to get your phone number, right?
Yeah.
So it's very important, so it's like, yeah, I think, that's just some message I want to deliver to the audience, that everybody, if I can be a fashion designer, I can have my dream life. When I was like very, very little, right, I can have that dream life now. Everybody
Mhm.
can, because I have no degree in fashion. I have no formal training in fashion. So basically, I think a passion for fashion, everybody has a passion for fashion. So
Mm.
why not, right?
Right. How did you, if you have no formal training, was there a learning curve then with, with actually designing, like to having, like to get it sewn? Like how did all that happen?
I think it's also about the mentality. If
Mm,
you think that if you're a fashion designer, you have to sew, you have to do all
mm.
the stuff, then you got to go back to school to learn to do everything. But if you think that you're a fashion designer, you don't have to sew, right? Because
Right.
you
Yeah.
have a sewer, you have
Right.
the
Exactly. You have a
seamstress,
team
right?
of people.
Yeah, you have team. So so the most important about fashion design, about the creation, right? So
Mm.
creative part, why they call the creative director. All the big brand there, they call the big
Yes.
designer, creative designer, because that's the most important part, is the creative. So I think we shouldn't waste a lot of time on the small things that everybody can do. And you should take advantage of your creative part, like talent, just kind of give that part like a big, time to shine, instead of like, spend half of your time sewing, half your time doing, that's not me. So I don't have learning curve. I don't have
Okay.
any problem with, I don't know how to sew. I have no problem at all. So I tell everybody I don't know how to sew, and I don't care. I mean, I don't think that's a problem. So
Okay.
as long as I can design, I
Right.
think
Right.
I'm a
Right.
good fashion designer.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I didn't know how all that works, so that's why I was asking. I didn't know if, because I'm not a fashion designer, so it was
Right,
interesting to me.
right.
What other books? I know you have some other books. Did you want to talk a little bit more about some of those a little bit?
Sure. I actually wrote a book about self development.
Mm,
I personally, I experienced the self awakening during the pandemic.
mm,
So I think it's such an important thing to I want to write a book to raise awareness that life is not just one way
mm,
to be successful, like the way typical way, like
mm.
career, family, um, love story, like love life, everything
Right.
people consider it's a success, right?
Mm,
And after I get the self awakening uh, experience, I realized there's another way we needed to pay attention to. It's like spiritual awakening. So
mm.
we needed to, if
Right. Right.
we
Right.
get lucky to get that part successful,
Mm,
then we will have all the problems solved. We don't have problem at all in life. All the problems we have in life right now is like we are stuck in the surface, right? I mean, it's kind of a little bit deep conversation. So I don't want to go through that deep, but it's very, very good. I just want to share my story, and I want to kind of like, uh, just just share this message to
Right.
to people that, maybe we should take some time to stay with yourself, spend time with yourself, look inside to kind of get that kick, because my experience is such a wonderful experience, and my life is totally upside down now because I'm always upside down. That's kind of funny. Yeah. But the things like I view things different now. So I can always stay happy. That's very, very wonderful experience and feeling. So I think that's just something I want to write in my book.
How do you stay happy? What's the key to staying happy?
The key to staying happy is to spend, to discover the real you. Because if you disconnect with your real you wouldn't be happy. You cannot be happy. You disconnect. So a lot of people get disconnected because they're stuck outside the world. They're they're distracted by the things like happening, around them.
Yeah.
They got disconnected.
Expectations of other people and different things. Yes.
Right. We need to reconnect with our inner wisdom. That's so important. So I think the 3 years of pandemics, it's a good time for, a lot of people to reconnect. I think that's a message I want to deliver. You just don't worry about like other people thinking, other people, how they look at you, how they think. It doesn't even matter. It's all about you, how you look, you look at yourself, how you connect with your inner wisdom, because everything, basically this world is about you and yourself. It's not about you and other people. Because if we spend a lot of time thinking about you and other people, oh my gosh, you're going to be doomed. You're going to be like worried and, all this, you're going to have all this feeling.
A lot more stress in your life, definitely.
Stressful, yeah. So one thing I want to share is, I think the Oprah Winfrey, when she first started her business as a news anchor, I think I remember she told her team, don't tell me what other people do. I don't care. Basically, I don't care what other people do. That's when Oprah said. I remember that. So it's exactly true. If we spend more time with ourselves, like to recognize the real you, and just kind of like give the minimal time to outside to other people, you'll be much more happier. You will be more, progress faster, like higher. I think that's something we really need to do. Otherwise, there's no way to get out of that stress.
What would be some other sage advice you would give someone that was wanting to maybe change careers, totally segue into another industry? How would you help someone, or what advice would you give them?
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of people, they want to do that, but they have fear. The fear is the first thing stop them. And all I want to say is like, I've been asked so many questions, so many times about this kind of question. So did you ever get scared when you first started? Because there's so many, successful fashion designers out there when you started, right? You don't even know anything about the fashion. I said, you know what? I never really care or think about what if I cannot do it? What if I cannot make it? I don't even think about that question because I don't have time to think about it. All my time I'm thinking is like, how am I going to do it? So if you really focus on how you're going to do it, you don't have time to think about anything else. And it's true. Trust me, you try it. If you really focus on the, okay, I want to get to the first step. So how am I going to do the first step, right? From 0 to 1. How am I going to do it, right? You don't have resources, you don't have connections, but you're going to do it. So definitely you can make ways. But if you think about, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, then boom, you're done, because your fear, all these things going to come control you. And you're going to be like, definitely, you're not going to move. So I think the first thing is like you need just look at your fear. You you know that that's okay. You know, if you have fear, that's everybody gonna have it. But the only thing is like you cannot get rid of fear. Just say, hey, go away, right? Fear, go away. You cannot do that because you say that they don't leave, right? So only thing you can do is like you shift your focus just from just to like how to do, like how, instead of why, instead of if, right? Just how, because that's like a very constructive way to look at things and think about things. And another thing is like you're gonna follow your heart. That's something so precious. Follow your heart, because your heart is basically where your inner wisdom is. If you don't listen to your heart, you just listen to your brain, then you're wasted. You know, like the only time you can connect with your inner wisdom is listen, follow your heart. So basically, I'm also saying like, even in my book, I read a chapter about this. I said your heart is sensor. You know, like in your body, your heart act like a sensor, and your brain act like a computer or calculator. So if you start to use brain, you start calculating, right? So if you start calculating, then I'm I'm I know how stressful it will be because you're never gonna get enough, right? So if you just use your heart, follow your heart, then you know you'll get to what you need to do, because everybody came to this world with a mission, special mission. Everybody is different. Everybody is number one in one field. And all you need to do is to find that field. Then you'll be number one, right? Because see, you and me, we're different. We're very different. You know, right? So we have to find the right thing. Just follow your heart. Don't be scared. You will always get, you know, all these results. Like my experience is all these results is definitely much better than I can ever imagine.
What is success to you? What do you feel is a successful life or a successful career?
Well, I think success is actually the most important thing is your inner happiness. I think that's called success. All this, if if you have a lot of money, when the people first start life, they think have a lot of money is success. But you see, a lot of people has a lot of money, they got depressed, they got all this trouble in life, right? So I think that's why I mentioned earlier that I think there's two ways in life in meaning successful. It's like you have to really care about your spiritual way. So if you have both ways balanced, that's I mean that's successful. If one way balanced spiritually, I think that's success. Because if you can stay happy, that's big success in life. And if you stay happy, trust me, you'll be successful in normal life, because your energy level will be good. You're attract more, higher energy to help you. So it's like it's all connected. So I think a lot of people, I mean, just me, I realize that, so
Right. When you're giving out good energy, good vibes, you attract the same. Is that what you're saying?
yeah. Yeah. So happiness is so important. We shouldn't exchange our happiness for money. I think that's not worth it. Not at all.
What other serendipitous events, or were there any other people that were really instrumental to you at like a critical time to help you along your path? Do you understand my question?
Like if I have difficulties, who helped me the most? Is that right?
Yes.
I'm like, I mean, I always said so. I never deny this. Like I got so many help along the way. But the point is, like when I was interviewed by Harper's Bazaar October issue, And they asked me the same question. Like, they want me to describe a problem I had, because I'm brand new to this industry. So when I first started, do I have some problems? Like, I cannot even overcome. I need a big help.
Right.
Something like you just said. So I really, honestly, I thought over and over. I couldn't even remember one. You know why? I thought over. I said, you know why? Because I really treat things differently. When I have problem, I never really stuck on the problem. I was like, oh, here's the thing. Oh, there's something I needed to figure out. So I just quickly I shifted to the solution, like
Right.
how
to solve it. Yes.
how to solve it. So my memory is all about like like I have a small win, another win, another win. So it's like I always focus on positive side. So when I after these years I look back, I was like, all the things I remember is good part. So it's like I remember people help me, but I don't know how. I sometimes I cannot remember how they helped me, right?
Okay.
But I remember they helped me. So it's like
Right.
I just appreciate. I just a pure appreciation, and so that's why when I look back, I always remember. It's happy. It's like all the of course they're gonna be problems, right? Difficulties, but I think I choose to forget the bad part and remember the good part. So now I'm always happy.
Right. Well, that's good. Right. Well, sometimes, there's so much involved in overcoming a problem. You forget some of the little things.
Yeah.
We recently were at the Style LA magazine fashion show and model search, and I saw you there, and I'm always used to you having, all your red gowns and adults, but this time, oh my God, you had these adorable little adults, children, let's say. They're so adorable. What made you decide to go into the children's fashion?
Yes, I think the children's fashion is actually always my some way I want to fulfill my children's my kids like life. Like when I was a kid, I don't have. My parents didn't buy those beautiful clothes for me, right?
Right.
And I think a lot of parents same way. All the moms, they don't have this beautiful clothes when they were young. So I just like, to me, I want to help people to fulfill their dreams. So when I went, the things all came from request. When I did my fashion show in Macau, 2019, and the organizer asked me, "Do you have a kids wear?" I said, "Yeah, I have a couple," because we do some customized kids wear for the clients.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh wow, can you make a collection? We want to show your collection in Macau." I was like, "Okay, in that case, I can do it." So I just start like I just did like 60 designs in 2 months. Then I finished that. We went to Macau, did my first kids wear fashion show, and it was like a total success. And to me, it's nothing. It's no difference. Like gowns,
Right.
they wear, kids wear. It's no difference to me, because if I want to do something, I think that just come out like that. So it's like, to me, it's like I don't really differentiate myself as a gown designer, and I just think I'm a designer. So I design things when I want to, when I like to, when I want to make people happy, when
you have the inspiration for it.
Yeah, if I have inspirations. Yeah, so it's like I'm a free designer, free spiritual. I'm very free. So yeah, which is good, because I always like, sometimes I'm in a mood to design for kids, sometimes I'm in a mood to design for office lady. So it's like I just kind of like go with flow, follow my heart. So it's make my design very easy, because I don't have to stress out about, oh, I have to do this collection this time, the blah blah. I have no stress at all. I'm like a stress-free designer. I just design.
Well, that's a very rare thing. I would imagine a stress-free designer.
Yes, because you see, when I write book, Sometimes I'm writing a book, then I'm kind of in the middle of the writing. I was like, no, I kind of don't want to write anymore. So I just go to my studio. I said, oh, I want to design something. I just study design. So it's like, to me, it's just like I'm enjoying the whole process, writing or design, or even I have the, I have the charitable lectures all the time to the students.
Yes.
I just do things like I feel like I want to do it. I just do it. So it's like, yeah, I really enjoyed all this, the way I work, So I think this kind of work style makes me more efficient.
Okay. Going with the flow and just sort of going with what appeals to you. With that, earlier you just mentioned your charitable work, and I know you do philanthropy and stuff like that. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah. I sometimes I don't go to fashion weeks, but I definitely go to charitable fashion shows, because I know that because fashion shows take a lot of time. Like,
Right.
you have to schedule a lot of things. So sometimes I'm too busy. I kind of skip fashion weeks. But if I have time, I will join the charitable fashion shows, because I think that's like, I want contribute to this society, right? Use my own way. Like, we bring the fashion shows to this charity charity event, and we bring we donate clothes to this organization. So it's like, I feel happy when I do things like that, because I think we're like, that's called, you want to make the fashion more useful. Like, if a designer, if I just design clothes, sell clothes, I don't think I do something really good to the society. But if I, like, donate my time to the fashion shows, donate my clothes to the organization, donate my class to this, low income family students. So I feel like I'm doing something. I'm use fashion to inspire, or that's just something I like to do. And I have been to New York Rockefeller Center. Like 2020, early 2020, I went to New York Rockefeller Center. They had a charitable events with St. Jude Hospital, Children's Hospital.
Right.
I have to, the Santa Barbara. I think you were there too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's charitable event, and I did the fashion show in Italy with a charity events. I think a lot of place. So yeah, I'm always there, and I'm always willing to help. That's just me. I like to do things like that. I just feel like I'm more useful, in that way.
Well, it's
And
great to incorporate a fashion show with a good cause, not just to have it just a fashion show. Like, of course, if you can help out a charity at the same time, hey, it just makes it better for everyone. And also, you're involving those people that might not usually have that opportunity to go to an event like that or to be around fashion. So I'm sure that's a good educational and information thing for some of those people as well. So
right, yeah. So that's why I said, oh, I just have lights on. So that's why I said in the future we actually gonna start our own charity, and we're gonna bring fashion to a lot of low income families. I think that's what I want to do.
Okay, that's amazing. That's great. Do you have a name for it or anything yet, or you're still working on it?
We have name.
Okay, we'll say the name.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that for now.
Okay. That's fine.
Next year we're gonna
next time we can talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, you are invited.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's good. I hope so. So, what else? We have discussed a bunch of things. Is there anything else you would like to discuss before we we go today. Do you have any new fashion shows coming up, or where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, I'm. First of all, thank you very much. This, Sage, we've been see each other for a couple times, and this is first time I saw you doing this, right? And you're very good. Honestly, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
I mean, I've seen you on the red carpet. I've interviewed you a couple times on the red carpet, but those are always so quick and they're way more high stress, and there's more people coming in and out. So it's a little different than a one-on-one interview. And I also want to say thank you, because I've wore your gowns on some red carpets as well. So I always love what you design. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. You're so kind. You're so welcome too. And also, I'm just really appreciate your time, and appreciate whoever watching this now, and I appreciate you guys. And I just I'm always want to make people if you guys want to wear my clothes design, you can always check me on Kiki Wang Fashion, my Instagram, Kiki Wang Fashion, and also my my website, new website is coming, kikiwangfashion.com. So if I'm going to do next year, we're gonna do a lot of really big things, like fashion weeks and charity stuff. And if you are interested in fashion, you are students, you are mom, stay home mom, you want to be treated like like star, we can always bring the experience to you. And you can always contact us. We have a mentorship program. We have online courses. We have we have a lot of things coming next year. So definitely checking us out on, kind of just keep an eye on us, and we'll bring more exciting things to you guys. Awesome. And I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Oh, thank you. Happy New Year to you. And that's kikiwangfashion.com, correct?
Yeah.
And so that's KIKIWANG fashion.com. Okay, just want to make sure I got the spelling right. So in case.
Yeah, Kiki Wang Fashion is my IG, Instagram.
Right, as well. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Kiki. And I'm sure I'll see you on a red carpet somewhere. And thanks so much. I loved hearing your story. I loved how you totally, in 5 years, you've taken the fashion world by storm. So I think that's a monumentous thing to do. So
thank you very much. And again, appreciate your time, and thank you, everyone. Have a good day, and Happy New Year.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today, and join us again next week at Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Shout Out with Sage. Thanks, everyone. See you again. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.